Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's I.D.R here and welcome back in a new video on my channel, Alhamdulillah. Today I wanted to talk about a really important topic, which is children in Islam and what to tell children about Islam. So Bismillah, and let's get started. So as narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh, Allah's Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "No child is born except on fitra, which is Islam, and then his parents makes him, Jewish or Christian." We as Muslim parents have a huge task when it comes to teach kids about Islam, because we have this huge responsibility to show them to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to teach him how to worship him. But sometimes we might get confused where to start this responsibility from. So what do you do first? How do you get started? And what should you teach? So bi'idhnillah, I'm gonna give you all 5 important places where to start from. Raising a child is an amana from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And what is an amana? Amana is a trust. And if you're thinking where to start from carrying out this amana, there is no better place than starting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether you have a child now or you're hoping to have one in future, inshallah, start and continue your parenting journey with dua. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you righteous offsprings, ask him to keep them on his path and give you the tools you need to raise them as righteous Muslims. Make dua for guidance for yourself and for your children. Ask for beneficial knowledge, righteous friends and wisdom, and beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make your child as a model for the righteous of our ummah and for them to be a source of khair for you in this life and in the next, inshallah. There is no limit for dua, so stay in this habit of making dua for your child. Parents are the first point of contact that child has with Islam. So for us to be able to teach them, we need to have the right tools in us. How much we know about Islam is essential when raising our children. To teach our child about Islam, we need to have a good knowledge of Islam ourselves. So we need to know what it means to be a Muslim, our purpose in life, and what we need to know to correctly worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to improve our existing knowledge, we need to enroll on courses or studying with a teacher who teach authentic Islamic knowledge. We need to listen to Islamic scholars and preachers who hold on the Qur'an and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we need to improve our knowledge of Qur'an, Hadith, Fiqh, Arabic, the Seerah of the Prophet, and apart from starting from ourselves is to rectify ourselves because we know our shortcomings. So in seeking to teach our children about Islam, we must rectify ourselves. We have to try to improve our character. We have to try to stay away from sins as much as possible. And we have to stick to the things that Islam commands and leave the things that Islam prohibits. Because one of the ways that we destroy our parenting efforts is by not living up to the things that we are preaching to our children. For example, we cannot say to a child to pray Fajr if we're not praying Fajr ourselves. Another important aspect is that children listen with their eyes. What we do around them is a big part of what we teach them. So strive to be a good role model. So do the things in front of your child that you want them to do in future, inshallah. The home is the primary place where a child learns about Islam. It is the first place where they will see Islamic practices such as fasting or praying. It is also the first place where they will experience Islamic behaviors such as tolerance, forgiveness, mercy, and companionship. Few things show how much a person prioritizes their deen, like daily basis. Do you wake up really early for tahajjud or fajr? Do you eat with your right hand? Do you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala often in your house? Do you say Assalamu alaikum to all the people of your house? Your daily habits reflects your consciousness of Islam. If you want to teach your child about Islam, Let your daily basis reflect what you want to teach them. When we think of teaching children about Islam, we often think about books. We think of Arabic teaching sheets, we think of small Quran pamphlets or rhymes about the 5 pillars of Islam. And Alhamdulillah, these are all good places where to start from. With books, I suggest to start from the basis, and whatever topic you are going to start from, just start from the beginner's level so the child can understand the basis before moving on to more complex matters. In the box below, I'm going to leave some suggestions of books to use if you want to start from books. Like home and parents, the environment where a child is contributes a great deal to how they learn about Islam. Whether the environment is physical, like the neighborhood, or virtual, like social media, video, etc., a good place to start from when teaching kids about Islam is to curate your environment that supports what you want to teach your child. In this case, there are 3 important areas to consider. Start by exposing your child to people who support your dreams for your child and people who make your job of teaching Islam to your child easier. Look in your neighborhood for people who are living the type of life you want and are raising their children the same way you want to raise yours. Be in regular communications with these families and friends whose parentings aligns with yours so that your children can have people to relate with. One of the biggest sources of influence in a child's life is the type of entertainment they watch, listen, or experience. As a Muslim parent who is trying to teach his child about Islam, get started with entertainment that is full with Islamic values and do not promote things that are forbidden in Islam, but rather promotes good manners and lifestyle. While parents are often the primary role model for their children, we are not actually the only role models. Children watch adults and they imitate them. So, if you want to teach your child about Islam, it is important to expose them to peers or older kids and adults who can positively impact their lives. For example, you can encourage your child to be friends with other kids who are actively memorizing the Qur'an. Maybe through watching them memorize and revise daily, your child might be inspired to strive to memorize too. You can also take your children to the masjid where they listen to the preachers, and maybe the words of these preachers might stuck in their young heads and make a positive impact in their lives. So as you can all see, there are many ways for us to start in teaching our children about Islam. And with these 5 places that I shared, I really hope you all find something simple and actionable to help you in your parenting journey, inshallah. And that's it. I really hope you liked the video and that it was useful for you, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan for each comment that you leave under my videos every time. I really appreciate them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and your families, and see you soon in another video, inshallah. Bye.